can. My heart is breaking, but there's no use crying. What a cyanide surprise you have left for my eyes. If I had common sense, I'd cut myself for curly.
Hey everybody, I'm going to be talking to you guys today about our 7 Deadly Sins line. We've been going over the last couple weeks from day one, the very first Bleeding Star t-shirt, all the way through every line, doing a featured t-shirt a day, a featured line a week, up to the more current stuff, and kind of reminiscing a bit with our old fans about some of the first designs and how far we came and where we are now. And this is one of our more current lines. A lot of our current fans probably know some of these pieces. This is some of our current stuff that's up on the website. This is the most full line we've ever put out. My big goal is to step it up every time, and it just really taking advantage of the connections that we have, the production use, and to just really step up a line every time to try to get a better quality product out for you guys and some crazier, edgier stuff. So I had this concept in my head, actually probably 10 years ago. I did a series while I was in college called the 7 Deadly Sins, and when I was really advancing in my graphic design back then, I did a lot of kind of defining my style with the grungy gore with the pop art combo. Kind of always been, pop macabre feel is what I've always called this image that I've kind of defined as my own. And I did this full 7 Deadly Sins series, and I always wanted to incorporate it in a Bleeding Star, but I didn't think we ever had the production means to make it quite the type of line I would want to see out of this concept. So after we did our Good versus Evil concept the year before, I really liked the themed lines and took the 7 Deadly Sins line. At this time, I thought was the right time to introduce a really good tied-in line together, and it had a huge advertising campaign and marketing that was associated with it to really kind of redefine Bleeding Star at this point. Kind of switched a lot of our imagery from kind of a lot of the poppier stuff, and really went a lot darker with this line. And this was definitely one of our grungier, bloodier, definitely more in-your-face lines with a lot of the more metal influence, the music that I was listening to at that time, and music a lot of our fans were into and bands we were working with. So we took every sin, went through and did a t-shirt for each sin. I'll be doing a tee a day this whole week, showing each one of those designs. But not only did I do the t-shirts, we also did a bunch of other really cool products and took Bleeding Star to a full lifestyle brand. I'll be showing you some of those in a minute, but with the Good versus Evil concept, my goal was to show, isn't necessarily promoting the sin or anything like that. It's more of a opening your eyes concept, and we kind of rewrote the Bleeding Star motto to be more modern at the time. And it's all about dealing with the harsh world and the way the things that people put on you and the way they tell you what you should think, what your morals should be. And Bleeding Star is all about defining your own image, your own morals, your own concepts, and not letting anybody else tell you what those are. That you should stand up for yourself and never push your ideals on everybody else. You should just be strong. So we took this concept in the 7 Deadly Sins line. It was a really edgy imagery and stuff like that. So we showed each sin and kind of did the big crazy photo shoot that we did up, and each sin kind of showed the skin surface of that sin, and then the undertone and the downfall of a lot of the stuff representing with that, like pride, and then showed Buddy getting kidnapped and taken, like in the back of a trunk, as if, gangster had taken him and stuff like that, kind of a bunch of different concepts. I'll be going into each t-shirt a little bit more in detail to show you that, but we went out and did this photo shoot. I actually had been doing some photography myself at the time, and so I decided that this would be the first full line that I would take and do the photography myself. So spent a phenomenal amount of time planning this out. Actually shot on 4 different full locations on 4 different days. We went and shot at a old hotel here in Vegas that just has a really cool style called the Artisan, and it's a really gothic looking place. We went and shot a full day in there. Got access to a haunted house because we were doing that right around Halloween. So we went and shot a bunch of stuff in a haunted house. Then we had to get a couple other scenes for Lust that we shot on the bed scene with our friend Katie. That was shot in my house, and we did a desert scene for Pride with my Cadillac, and we did that out there. And we had some of our friends helping do a really cool video montage, and we have some video to show you from that, and kind of tied it all together to this really crazy piece. We took all the images, and we got approached by Revolver. I talked to them about getting the back page of one of the revolvers for this campaign, and they came to us with a proposal to do one of every sin in the magazine. So this magazine, this Revolver edition right here actually has 7 of our ads in it, 1 for each sin, and went through all of them and every themed picture in here, and then we had the back page of that. They also gave us a second edition a few months later that had our back page, and we did a different series of all the 7 deadly sins in there. So spent a lot of time on the marketing for this, put a lot of effort into the photos and the retouch. We had some crazy makeup artists on hand. Our friend Layla, Sin City makeup artist, who's helped me with a number of projects, and you've seen she's worked on some of the zombie stuff with Ronnie Radke and the Falling in Reverse album artwork just recently. Worked with her, she does a great job, and just had a lot of people who came together to help us with that campaign, and just really put together this big thing. We also redid up the website, did a really cool flash introduction where I themed every t-shirt, kind of had a whole background associated with it, and a whole big slideshow, interactive catalog kind of lookbook that we did for the 7 deadly sins, and that was a big part that tied it in together. Went out on tour that year with the Uproar tour with Avenged Sevenfold, and we went out on that tour for about a month and a half. We're promoting this line, did our setup that we actually, I built the displays for every piece. I took and made them kind of focusing on the artwork underneath the 7 deadly sins, and showed every t-shirt in a custom built frame that made sense with the t-shirt itself, and built this big display that I'd taken out on tour that year, and took it out on Uproar tour, and really showing off the full identity of the brand at that time. We had a lot of people come to us asking about those frames and the artwork, and they wanted to buy the artwork. So we're going to be talking to you guys a little bit about that more here this week. I think we're going to give you guys some of the opportunity to purchase some of that artwork if you guys would be interested in the frames, doing a really exclusive kind of thing. So if you guys are interested, please let us know. We're going to be talking with you a little bit more about that, and kind of some of the other pieces that we did in that line, really stepping up Bleeding Star to a full brand identity. Had taken to do some cut and sew. We'd introduced our first signature Bleeding Star series jeans. This was our first pair with the script lettering and sparrows. Really crazy embroidery on everything. Super custom buttons, and just really stepping it up at that point. And we did that pair. We also introduced the stand-up jeans that we did with the AK all the way down the side. I pretty much wear a pair of these every day. These are my favorite jeans for sure. I think we have about 5 pairs of each of these left. We didn't make, we had a pretty limited number on each of them, and we have about 5 pairs of these left. They're up on the store right now in various sizes. So if you guys are interested, you can go get some of those. We also put out a new skateboard at that time using some of the epic artwork from the Good vs. Evil line, and this is a really good piece for your wall. I mean, you can skate on it too. This is also a really cool art piece. Put out a custom belt buckle with our Sparrow that we got Heavy Metal Buckles to do up for us. A really cool pewter buckle with the antiquing. One of my favorite belt buckle companies, and we got them to do this with us. And so we did that up, and just really bringing the whole lifestyle brand together at this point for the 7 Deadly Sins line. And this is represented the new image of Bleeding Star and kind of the future with some of the production that we had. So I hope you guys can take the time. We're doing the short videos every day for this week, talking about the background of each t-shirt. We'll talk a little bit more about the photo shoot involved and the creation of the artwork and the production of the t-shirts. So I hope you guys can check that out, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So thanks, guys.